The day didn't begin with thunder, but with silence, an unsettling silence that seemed to whisper something was about to shift. The kind of silence that makes you pause, listen, and wonder if the universe is trying to tell you a secret. I didn't know it then, but by nightfall, nothing in my life would ever feel the same again. It was supposed to be perfect, or at least appear that way. My son, Ethan, had just turned 18, and we planned a simple family beach outing. The kitchen smelled of fresh pies I'd baked at dawn, the counters gleamed from my nervous scrubbing, and the cooler was packed with sandwiches, lemonade, and too much hope. I wanted to believe that this day could fix us, or at least make us feel whole for a moment. But deep down, I knew better. My marriage had been crumbling for years. David, my husband, was gone more often than he was present, swallowed up by his endless office hours and his own indifference. Once, he used to notice me, my laughter, my little victories, even the way I brewed his coffee just right. But those days were gone. Now I was invisible. Just a shadow moving quietly through the house, making sure everything looked fine from the outside. And that was the problem. From the outside, we were flawless. The charming house. The polite son. The hard-working father. The smiling mother who seemed to have it all under control. But behind those walls, we were strangers, especially David and me. Ethan, though. Ethan was different. He noticed. Not in a way that made sense at first, but in the way he looked at me when I wasn't paying attention. He saw not just Mom, but me, Claire. A woman who felt like she was fading into nothing. That morning, when he bounced into the kitchen, his dark hair messy from sleep, his smile too bright for the early hour, I felt something stir. "Need help, Mom?" he asked, his voice light, teasing. I handed him napkins, our fingers brushing. It was innocent, just a moment. But the spark of warmth that shot through me was anything but. The beach was crowded with families that afternoon. Umbrellas dotted the sand, children's laughter tangled with the crash of waves, and I forced myself to relax, to pretend that today was just another normal family day. I spread the towels, my sundress fluttering in the salty breeze, and watched Ethan carry the cooler with the strength of someone no longer a boy, but not quite a man either. We tossed a frisbee, our laughter ringing out across the sand. "You're hopeless, Mom," he joked after I sent the disc sailing the wrong way. His laughter was contagious, and for a rare moment, I laughed too, really laughed. The sound felt foreign, like it belonged to someone else, a version of me I thought was gone forever. Later, when I stretched out on the towel, the sun hot against my skin, I asked him to help with sunscreen. Just something casual. A mother asking her son for a simple favor. He knelt beside me, the bottle cool in his hand. His touch was tentative at first, careful, but then it lingered, slower, softer than necessary. My breath caught. I should have broken the moment. I should have laughed it off, pulled away, built back the wall that separated us. But I didn't. Because in that instant, I felt something I hadn't felt in years, seen, noticed, wanted. It terrified me as much as it drew me in. The rest of the day passed in a blur. We ate sandwiches. We sang softly as we cut into the pie. I gave Ethan his gift, a leather journal, and when he smiled and said, "This is perfect, Mom," my chest ached with a confusing mix of pride and guilt. David arrived late, his tie loose, his face tired. He muttered a quick happy birthday before checking his phone. He didn't even notice the tension swirling around me and Ethan. And maybe that made it worse. Because the more David drifted away, the closer Ethan seemed to pull. That night, back home, the house felt too quiet. David disappeared into his office like always. I washed dishes that didn't need washing, trying to scrub away the memory of the beach, the memory of Ethan's hands lingering on my shoulders. But when he appeared in the doorway, his voice low and searching, "You looked happy today, Mom. I haven't seen you like that in a while." My heart nearly broke. Days blurred into each other after that. Each glance, each word between Ethan and me carried an unspoken weight. One evening, as I folded laundry, he sat across from me and whispered, "You deserve better, Mom. You deserve to be happy." Those words haunted me. Because deep down, I knew they were true. When David left for a work trip the following weekend, I suggested another beach day. I told myself it was harmless. Just another mother-son outing. But the moment we returned to that same stretch of sand, I knew it wasn't. The laughter came easy at first, but the silence that followed was heavier, filled with tension I couldn't ignore. Lying back on the towel, I asked him again to help with sunscreen. This time, he didn't hesitate. His touch was deliberate, his breath uneven. I whispered his name, but even I didn't know if it was a warning or a plea. When I opened my eyes, his face was inches from mine. "I see you, Mom," he said, voice raw. "I always have." The world around us faded. The ocean, the families, the chatter, it all disappeared. And for one fragile, dangerous moment, it was just us. A moment that felt like salvation and betrayal all at once. I should have pulled away. I should have stood up and walked off the sand. But instead, I stayed. I let the warmth of his hand linger in mine. And when his lips brushed against mine, soft and trembling, I didn't stop him. The drive home was silent. The guilt was heavy, yes, but so was the undeniable truth. For the first time in years, I felt alive. David came home the next day, oblivious as ever, while Ethan and I carried the weight of our secret. Every glance between us was a reminder of the line we had crossed, the storm we had unleashed. As the summer drew to an end, Ethan prepared for college. I watched him pack his car, every box and suitcase pulling him farther away from me, from the memory of what we'd shared. The beach, once a place of family joy, had become something else entirely, a shrine to a moment I could never take back. And as I stood on the porch, watching him drive away, I realized something chilling. I wasn't the same woman anymore. I was broken, undone, caught between guilt and longing. This isn't a love story. It's a story about loneliness, about choices we can't unmake, about the shadows that live behind picture-perfect lives. If this story resonated with you, subscribe to our channel, Broken Vows, where we explore the raw truths of love, betrayal, and the hidden corners of the human heart. Because sometimes, the most dangerous storms are the ones we create ourselves.